The cross, the mighty cross, perhaps the strongest symbol of God's love for us. It has been celebrated and reflected on since the day it held Jesus on that hill. No matter what images we have in our heads from pictures, from movies, from books that we have read that depict what it was like the day that Jesus died for us, we will never know, none of us will ever know, what it was like to be there the day that Jesus died. How confusing it must have been for his followers, people that were with him. There he is on the cross. The people that are with him, people like Simon, the leper.
The cross. I never thought he would carry that cross. I guess it was naive to believe that he could get by with the things he said, because he lived the things he taught. He became a threat to all the rules by which we lived and to people in power. Look, all my life, I had been taught that our ultimate purpose in life was watching those rules, all those little rules we set up to guard the Ten Commandments. If we kept all the rules just right, we would never break God's law and Messiah would come. But our focus was all on those rules, and it just seemed so empty, hollow. But Jesus, when he came, he talked about the spirit of the law, about the center of the law, not all those things around the edges. He talked about the truth. He said things like, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If someone slaps you on the face, give them the other cheek as well. The truth will set you free. Liberating words of love. Listening to him was like having a veil lifted from my eyes. All the things that I thought were supposed to be right, but just didn't feel right. Suddenly, here's Jesus. He confirmed all of my sentiments, all of my feelings. Oh, Jesus was an amazing man, to be sure, an amazing man. Perhaps a prophet, I thought. You know, look at me. I was a leper. Leper. I was cut off from all of society by my disease. I had to say, unclean, unclean, and people would scatter because they were afraid of me. They were afraid to be near me. They were afraid to touch me. But not Jesus. Jesus wasn't afraid to be near me, to be with me, to touch me. He healed me, made me whole, restored me to my family and friends. And I wanted to thank him. I wanted to do something special. A dinner, a feast, that would do it. So I invited Jesus and his friends, those 12 men who follow him everywhere he goes, to my house, the house to which he restored me, for a special dinner. And well, everything was going along quite well, a lovely dinner, when somehow a woman snuck in. Don't know how she got there, but she went straight to Jesus, broke open a bottle of expensive perfume, and poured it all over his head. There was so much of this perfume that the aroma filled the house. And now all eyes were on her. So much of the perfume that it dripped down his face, off his beard, onto his clothes, his hands, his feet. Wow. I was about to call the servants to throw her out. But one of the men with Jesus started criticizing her, saying, that expensive perfume could have been sold for a lot of money, and the money could have been given to the poor. But Jesus said, leave her alone. She has done something beautiful for me. She has prepared my body for burial. Burial? You don't prepare a body for burial until it's dead. He's still very much alive. What in the world could he be talking about? None of us understood. We were all so confused by the whole thing. None of us even questioned him about it. A few days later, early Friday morning, I heard that Jesus had been arrested in Jerusalem over the Passover evening. Arrested? I hurried to Jerusalem to see if I could help, but there was nothing I could do to stop his suffering. All I could do was stand by and watch as he carried that cross. And suddenly, things that I had not, could not understand before all came clear. I understood it all here at the foot of the cross.